image of the person who preps for end of times is a lower income red stater who hoards gold and stores baked beans and water in his basement? Think again. A recent report in the New Yorker magazine by Evan Osnos details how doomsday prepping for the super rich has taken hold among some of the wealthiest in America, from Silicon Valley to New York City. They trade tips via Facebook on everything from gas masks to how to avoid locations impacted by climate change.
The only way you can see inside the recently closed Winnsboro, South Carolina Walmart is through a small hole torn into the cloth of the sliding front doors. The opening offers a surprisingly wide glimpse of a store that once sold almost everything the 3,500 residents of this town might need.
It came without warning. 63 Sam's Club all over the country shutting down today.
Members looking to shop here at Sam's Club in Owings Mills never made it through the front door. To make matters worse, it appears employees here had no warning. And rather than a pink slip, they received a rude wake-up call.
And they said that the employees were called this morning and said they lost their job.
Sears is announcing it will be closing 100 more stores between March and April. 64 of them Kmart stores, 39 of them Sears stores. This is on top of the 350 stores that Sears closed last year in 2017.
The notice posted out front of the Sam's Club in Linden, closed today and every day moving forward.
I was in shock.
Linden Mayor Derek Armstead says nearly 200 jobs wiped out in the blink of an eye, opened yesterday, and then today with no notice, closed.
This happened all so sudden. We received a call at approximately 9 o'clock this morning informing us that there was going to be a major announcement. And at first I thought it was going to be good news, maybe perhaps expanding, but it was quite the opposite. I think the employees deserve at least some sort of notification. You shouldn't wake up and have to come to a location and find that you no longer have a job.
Walmart should have been doing a victory dance with bright lights and trumpets, and now it's staring at floodlights. You know, it's done something bad. And so the wonderful thing it's done by increasing permanent wages for 1 million employees is now being defined by, sadly, 11,000 people being let go. The timing's ridiculous. And they must.
How does that happen?
I've got a feeling they were trying to. I can only look at this going, you were trying to slip this one under the carpet. There's no strategy here. There seems nothing really professional here, apart from you trying to cover up.
Is the Survival Condo Project, a 15-story luxury apartment complex built in a Kansas former nuclear missile silo. And for $3 million, you could have had a full-floor private apartment. What amenities in that bunker?
Well, it's like a miniature cruise ship, Michael. It has everything from a rock climbing wall and a game arcade for the kids to continuing education classrooms, a library, a movie theater, a bar and lounge. It's got everything that you need to spread out and maintain some semblance of normal when things outside are anything but normal.
Do your purchasers come and hang out, or are they only coming there in a worst-case scenario?
Well, originally, when they purchased it, they believed that they were only going to come out when there was some catastrophe somewhere. But after they saw the level of finishes and the variety of things to do, they've started coming out regularly. Most of them come out between 2 or even 3 times a year and spend a week or two to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and feel in a very safe environment.
If everything hits the fan and I am one of your owners, how am I getting to Kansas?
Well, you're getting to Kansas probably by driving or flying. Most of our clients have a 3-plan type of thing. They also have purchased extended range armor vehicles. These people have vehicles that have a range of up to 2,500 miles without having to stop for fuel, and they're armored and they're bulletproof. So if it takes them 2 days to drive and they have to stop, they can get here without having to worry about a fuel supply.
If I had $3 million burning a hole in my pocket, and I don't, among my concerns would be that I'm claustrophobic. Once I'm inside my apartment, I'm looking at walls, right?
Well, no, you're not. We've actually employed some of the best psychologists that there are that do consulting with NASA. We've got 9-foot-high ceilings in the apartments, and they have electronic windows that are fed with a variety of scenes. Some of them are live, high-definition scenes that are displayed on television sets that are framed out to look like windows. And you can see what time of day it is. You can see what the weather's doing. It's psychologically doesn't make you feel like you're underground, and they're really wonderful. And also, if you want to live in New York City and you want to view a Central Park, we can get the high definition views and seasonal views, and you can literally live wherever you want to live. You can have whatever views you want to do, but the bottom line is that psychologically, you don't feel like you're underground.
I'm going to sit down here with Jake, who's got his dog Bubba. Jake, who is homeless. Jake, you've found yourself some shelter here. Why are you outside during this entire hurricane?
Well, I chose not to go inside yesterday because the Salvation Army and Russian Winds homeless shelter, where they were accepting people, were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay. All right. So clearly you're homeless, and there are some challenges that you face, sir.
But here's the big story. The company is now the first in the U.S. to offer its employees microchip implants the size of maybe a grain of rice. It's implanted between your thumb and your forefinger, you know, in that skin right there. And once you get the implant, you can use it to pay for the stuff you buy in the micro market. So instead of scanning your iPhone or your phone, your smartphone, your credit card, you just scan your hand. 3 Square Market says the program is not mandatory, but they do expect around 50 of their employees to get the implants, and apparently the chip can also be used to gain access to the building and to log into the company's computers, but not to keep tabs on employees. Listen.
So if I'm one of your employees and I've got this chip in my hand, you won't know, hey, Josh is slacking off. I can tell because I'm reading this chip?
No, there's no GPS tracking at all.
Yeah, experts say it won't be long until microchips are used as passports, driver's licenses, even to pay for things like public transportation.
I can't look. Needle is in. Chip is in.
Bingo.
Okay, one last thing we want to show you over here. Hold on, Matt. Go ahead, Steve. They can buy their goodies here in the break room by just using their hand. Real quickly, he's going to get a Kit Kat bar. And it's paid for $1.06, guys. So the question again, as we asked you last week, are you ready to be chipped?
Dozens of employees at this Wisconsin vending company lined up to have a microchip implanted in their hand.
You just hold your hand up and all the documentation comes up.
Westby says the microchips are not GPS enabled and will not be used to track employees. But critics argue the technology raises red flags about privacy.
Never in the history of, or at least modern history of the country, has there been a government shutdown when a single party is in charge of Washington. Hook, line, and sinker. House, Senate, White House, one party in charge, that's it. Republicans have it all. Yet the possibility of a government shutdown has escalated.
Good morning and happy anniversary, Mr. President. You're present on the first anniversary of your inauguration. Well, it's a partial government shutdown.
We come on the air. Our government is shutting down. Just within the last 30 minutes, the short-term spending bill aimed at avoiding a midnight shutdown was shot down in the Senate. A very busy night at the White House and the Capitol tonight. Government shutdown will impact the way of life for millions of people across the country.
Government shuts down. Military men and women on active duty will continue working, and operations around the world continue unaffected. But they won't get paid until after the shutdown ends.
And certainly that doesn't help you when you want to put food on the table and you're going from paycheck to paycheck. So that does cause a hardship on everybody.